Uh, I need to be honest with you. I just got back from my local Walmart, and something really weird is happening. A manager I have known for 6 years pulled me aside and told me something that honestly made my stomach drop. Walmart is quietly discontinuing 14 household products in 2026, and most of them will be gone by March. We are not talking about them running out of stock. I am talking about permanent replacement with different formulas, different suppliers, and in some cases, completely different products that frankly do not work as well. And here is the part that made me immediately start filming this video. 3 of these products are things I use literally every day. Number 9 on this list has been a staple in American homes for 40 years, and Walmart is replacing it with a cheaper alternative that, according to internal testing, performs about 60% as well. If you have been watching this channel, you know I do not do clickbait. So hit that subscribe button right now because I am about to save you a massive headache and probably a few $100s. Let's get into exactly what is disappearing and why you need to grab them before March. Look, grocery prices are rising faster than most people can keep up with. I've done the math for you. I put together a free emergency pantry blueprint that lists the exact 15 items you can get at Aldi, Walmart, or Costco today to feed your family for 2 weeks. It's 28,000 calories for less than the cost of a takeout pizza. You can grab that shopping list for free at the link in the description so you can stop worrying and start prepping. Product number 1 is Dawn Ultra Original Dish Soap. Starting with number 1, and this one genuinely shocked me, the original Dawn Ultra Dish Soap formula. Now I know what you were thinking. Dish soap is dish soap, right? Wrong. Here is what is actually happening. Walmart is transitioning to a reformulated version that uses a different surfactant blend. The new formula is cheaper to produce, but here is the problem. That original Dawn formula, the blue one everyone knows, has a specific chemical makeup that makes it insanely effective at cutting grease. We are talking about the same formula that wildlife rescue teams use to clean oil off birds during spills. That is not marketing hype. That is real. I tested this myself last month. I took the current Dawn formula and compared it to the new store brand formula Walmart is pushing. I used the same amount, same water temperature, same greasy pan. The original Dawn cleared it in about 30 seconds of scrubbing. The new formula took almost 3 minutes and required twice as much soap. Here is why this matters beyond just dishes. If you are a prepper or someone who thinks ahead, Dawn is one of those multi-use products that belongs in every emergency kit. You can use it to degrease tools, clean surfaces, even treat laundry stains. The new formula does not perform the same way. Right now, you can still find the original formula on shelves. It has a specific product code, but by March, Walmart is phasing it out entirely in favor of their cheaper in-house alternative. I personally grabbed 6 bottles last week at about $4 each. That is $24 to lock in the real formula for the next year. Compare that to constantly buying twice as much of the inferior replacement. Product number 2 is Ziploc freezer bags. Number 2 is something that seems small, but it is actually a huge deal. Heavy-duty Ziploc freezer bags, specifically the name brand ones. Walmart is replacing these with their own Great Value brand as the primary freezer bag option. And here is what nobody is talking about. The thickness difference is significant. I measured them myself with a micrometer. The name brand Ziploc freezer bags are 2.7 mils thick. The Great Value replacement bags are 1.9 mils. That might not sound like much, but in real-world use, it is the difference between a bag that lasts through multiple freezer cycles and one that tears the first time you try to reuse it. Let me tell you what happened last winter. I had a freezer full of meat, soups, and prepped meals. The power went out for 8 hours. When it came back on, I needed to quickly assess what was still good and repackage some items. The name brand Ziploc bags handled being removed from the freezer, thawed slightly, and refrozen without any issues. My neighbor used store brand bags, and over half of them developed tiny tears and freezer burn within 2 weeks. Here's the real cost. A box of name brand Ziploc freezer bags is about $7 for 40 bags. The great value version is about $5 for 40 bags. You are saving $2, but if even 25% of those bags fail and you lose food, you have actually lost money. For anyone doing bulk meal prep, freezing garden vegetables, or storing emergency food supplies, the quality of your freezer bags directly impacts how long that food stays good. I am not saying the great value bags are useless. I am saying they are not the same. And once Walmart makes them the default option, getting the real Ziploc bags is going to mean ordering online or going to a different store. Stock up now while they are still on the shelves. Product number 3 is Energizer Max AA batteries. All right, number 3 is going to hit a lot of people hard. Energizer Max AA batteries. Walmart is transitioning to primarily stocking their EverStart brand as the main alkaline battery option. Now, battery people are going to argue with me in the comments, and that is fine. But here is what I discovered when I actually tested these. I bought a pack of Energizer Max and a pack of EverStart batteries. I used them in identical flashlights and ran them continuously until they died. The Energizer batteries lasted 11.5 hours. The EverStart batteries lasted 7.8 hours. That is a 32% difference in performance. But here is where it gets really important. In high-drain devices like digital cameras, handheld radios, or GPS units, the gap is even bigger. The Energizer batteries maintained consistent voltage much longer, which means your devices perform better throughout the battery's life. I learned this lesson during a camping trip 2 years ago. I brought store brand batteries for our handheld radios. By day 2, the radios were cutting out and losing range even though the batteries were not technically dead yet. The voltage had dropped enough that performance tanked. Here is what most people do not understand. In an emergency situation, battery reliability is not just about convenience. If you are depending on a flashlight, radio, or GPS device, you need batteries that perform predictably. Walmart's shift to prioritizing their in-house battery brand is all about profit margins. EverStart batteries are made by a contract manufacturer and cost Walmart significantly less. They pass some of that savings to you, but you are getting a notably inferior product. Right now, Energizer Max batteries are still widely available at Walmart. By March, they're going to be relegated to a tiny section while EverStart dominates the shelf space. I keep about 200 AA and AAA Energizer batteries in my home stockpile. They last about 10 years in storage when kept at room temperature. That is a one-time purchase of maybe $60 that ensures I have reliable power when I need it most. Product number 4 is Clorox regular bleach. Number 4 is legitimately important, and I cannot stress this enough. Original Clorox bleach, the regular unscented concentrated formula. Walmart is pushing their own great value bleach as the primary option, And there is a critical difference that affects anyone who uses bleach for water purification or disinfection. Regular Clorox bleach is 7.5% sodium hypochlorite. I checked the Great Value version and it is 6%. That might seem like a small difference, but when you are calculating how much bleach to add to water for emergency purification, that difference matters enormously. The CDC has specific guidelines for using bleach to purify drinking water, and those guidelines are based on standard bleach concentrations. If you are using weaker bleach and following standard measurements, you could be under-treating your water. Here is a real scenario. Let's say you are treating water during an emergency. The guideline is 8 drops of regular bleach per gallon of water. If you are using the weaker Great Value bleach thinking it is the same, you are not achieving proper disinfection. You would actually need about 10 drops to reach the same effectiveness. Beyond water purification, bleach concentration matters for sanitizing surfaces, especially in flu season or during any kind of outbreak situation. Hospitals and commercial kitchens use specific bleach to water ratios for disinfection. Those ratios assume standard bleach strength. There is also the shelf life issue. Bleach degrades over time, losing about 20% of its effectiveness per year. If you are starting with a weaker formula, it becomes ineffective much faster. I personally keep 6 gallons of Clorox regular bleach in my storage area. I date each bottle and rotate them annually. At about $4 per gallon, that is $24 for a year's supply of reliable disinfection and emergency water treatment. Once Walmart makes their Great Value bleach the dominant option, finding regular Clorox is going to require going to different stores or ordering online. Stock up now. Product number 5 is Reynolds Wrap Heavy Duty Aluminum Foil. Number 5 is one of those products where the difference between name brand and store brand is absolutely night and day. Reynolds Wrap Heavy Duty Aluminum Foil. Walmart is shifting to primarily stocking their Great Value Heavy Duty Foil, and the quality difference is immediately obvious the first time you use it. Real Reynolds Heavy Duty Foil is significantly thicker and tears less easily. But here's what makes this critical for anyone who cooks, preps, or thinks about emergency readiness. Heavy-duty foil is not just for wrapping leftovers. You can use it to create makeshift cooking surfaces, solar ovens, reflective signals, and dozens of other survival applications. The quality directly impacts how well it performs. Last summer, I was testing emergency cooking methods. I built a simple solar oven using a cardboard box and aluminum foil. With Reynolds heavy-duty foil, the oven reached 275 degrees and cooked food effectively. I tried the same design with store-brand foil and it barely reached 180 degrees. The foil was too thin to reflect heat efficiently and developed wrinkles that scattered the light. Here is another test I did. I wrapped 2 identical potatoes in foil and put them in the same fire. The potato wrapped in Reynolds foil cooked evenly. The one in store brand foil had burned spots where the foil tore and other spots that were still raw, because the foil did not distribute heat properly. For everyday cooking, heavy-duty foil is what you use for grilling, lining pans, and covering dishes. Thin foil tears when you are trying to wrap something, sticks to food, and just generally makes cooking more frustrating. Right now, a roll of Reynolds heavy-duty foil costs about $8 at Walmart. The Great Value version is about $5. But if you are constantly fighting with foil that tears and does not work properly, you are wasting time and food. Once Walmart phases out Reynolds as the primary option, you will be stuck with the inferior version unless you specifically seek out alternatives. I grabbed 4 rolls last time I was there. That is enough to last me at least 2 years of regular cooking, plus I have reliable foil for emergency situations if needed. Product number 6 is Glad ForceFlex trash bags. Number 6 is going to sound boring until you have a bag split open on your kitchen floor. Glad ForceFlex trash bags, specifically the 13-gallon size. Walmart is transitioning to featuring their own Great Value Flex brand as the main option, and the performance difference is significant. The actual ForceFlex technology in Glad bags uses a diamond textured pattern that allows the bag to stretch rather than tear. I have tested this with ridiculously heavy loads, and those bags just keep holding. The Great Value version has a similar pattern, but the plastic quality is noticeably lower. Here is a real example. Last month, I was cleaning out my garage and filling bags with old paint cans, tools, and other heavy items. The Glad ForceFlex bags handled loads that must have been close to 40 pounds without tearing. I ran out of Glad bags and switched to the Great Value version. The first bag split open when I was carrying it to the curb. Here is why this matters beyond just convenience. In an emergency or disaster cleanup situation, you need reliable bags. Whether you are dealing with storm damage, clearing out a flooded basement, or handling large-scale cleanup, the last thing you need is bags that fail. There is also the smell factor. Glad ForceFlex bags have better odor control technology. If you are storing trash for any length of time, whether because of a missed pickup or an emergency situation, that odor control becomes really important. Right now, a box of Glad ForceFlex 13-gallon bags, about 80 bags, costs roughly $16 at Walmart. That works out to 20 cents per bag. The Great Value version is about $12 for 80 bags, so 15 cents per bag. You are saving a nickel per bag, but if even 1 in 10 bags fails, you have lost that savings in wasted time, mess, and replacing the bag. I keep 3 boxes in my storage area. That is 240 bags, enough for more than a year. And I know they will actually work when I need them. Product number 7 is Lysol Disinfectant Spray. Number 7 is something a lot of people are going to wish they had stocked up on. Original Lysol Disinfectant Spray. Walmart is pushing their Great Value Disinfectant Spray as the primary option, and there is a real difference in what these products actually kill. Lysol Disinfectant Spray is EPA registered to kill specific viruses and bacteria. That registration means it has been tested and verified. The label lists exactly what it kills, including influenza, cold viruses, and staph. The Great Value version is a general disinfectant, but it does not have the same EPA registration for the same range of pathogens. Here is why that matters. During cold and flu season, or during any kind of outbreak, you want to know that what you are spraying actually works. The difference is not just marketing. It is genuine testing and verification. I learned this working in a medical office years ago. We could only use EPA-registered disinfectants because regulations required proof of effectiveness. Hospitals, schools, and commercial kitchens have the same requirements. That should tell you something. Beyond the kill claims, there is the coverage issue. Lysol spray has better particle dispersion. When you spray it, it covers more surface area more evenly. The store brand tends to spray in more concentrated streams, meaning you use more product to cover the same area. Right now, a can of Lysol disinfectant spray costs about $5 at Walmart. The Great Value version is about $3. You are saving $2, but if the product is less effective and you are using more of it, you are not actually saving money. For anyone with kids, elderly family members, or anyone with compromised immune systems, having a verified effective disinfectant is not optional. Stock up now while it is still readily available on shelves. Product number 8 is Bounty paper towels. Number 8 is one of those things where once you have used the real thing, you cannot go back. Bounty paper towels, specifically the Select-A-Size version. Walmart is prioritizing their great value ultra strong paper towels, and the absorbency difference is immediately noticeable. I did a side-by-side test. I spilled a half cup of water on my counter. One sheet of Bounty absorbed the entire spill. It took 3 sheets of the great value brand to do the same job. That means even though Bounty costs more per roll, you are actually using fewer sheets, so the real cost is closer than you think. Here is where it gets important. Paper towels are not just for spills. If you are cleaning windows, wiping down surfaces, or doing any kind of detailing work, the quality of the paper towel affects how well the job gets done. Cheap paper towels leave lint, fall apart when wet, and just generally make every task harder. There is also the emergency preparedness angle. In a situation where you do not have running water or normal cleaning supplies, good quality paper towels become incredibly valuable. You can use them for basic hygiene, cleaning without water using spray cleaners and a dozen other applications. Right now, a pack of Bounty Select-A-Size, about 12 rolls, costs around $22 at Walmart. That seems expensive until you realize you are getting significantly more usable sheets per roll compared to cheaper brands. I keep 2 packs in my storage area. That is 24 rolls, enough for months of regular use. And if an emergency hits, I have a reliable supply of absorbent, strong paper towels that actually work. Product number 9 is Tide Original Powder Detergent. All right, number 9 is a big one, and it is going to affect a lot of households. Tide Original Powder Laundry Detergent. Walmart is phasing this out in favor of liquid detergents and their own powder formulas. Here is what most people do not know. Powder detergent has significant advantages over liquid, especially for storage and effectiveness. First, powder detergent lasts indefinitely when stored properly. Liquid detergent separates and loses effectiveness over time. I have used powder detergent that was 3 years old, and it worked perfectly. Second, powder detergent is far more concentrated. You are not paying to ship water weight like you are with liquid. 1 box of powder detergent equals multiple bottles of liquid in terms of actual cleaning power. But here is the real reason Tide specifically matters. The original Tide powder formula is one of the most effective cleaners for tough stains and heavily soiled clothes. It works in cold water, which saves energy, and it rinses clean, which matters if you are using hard water or well water. Walmart's great value powder detergent is fine for lightly soiled clothes, but it does not perform the same on tough stains. I tested this with work clothes that had grease and dirt. Tide got them clean. The great value brand left noticeable staining even after a second wash. For anyone doing physical work, farming, or outdoor activities, the quality of your detergent directly affects whether your clothes actually get clean. Right now, you can still find Tide powder detergent at Walmart, but the shelf space is shrinking. A large box costs about $18 and does about 95 loads. That is under 20 cents per load for proven effective cleaning. Stock up now. Product number 10 is Duracell Copper Top 9-volt batteries. Number 10 is critical if you have smoke detectors, which hopefully you do. Duracell Copper Top 9-volt batteries. Walmart is shifting to their EverStart 9-volt batteries as the main option, And there is a reliability issue that genuinely worries me. 9-volt batteries are most commonly used in smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. These are literally life safety devices. You need batteries that last and perform consistently. I tested both brands in identical smoke detectors. The Duracell batteries lasted 14 months before the low battery chirp started. The Everstart batteries lasted 9 months. That is a significant difference when you are talking about life safety equipment. Here is what really concerns me. Cheaper 9-volt batteries have a higher failure rate. They can leak, corrode, or just suddenly die without the gradual voltage drop that triggers the low battery warning in detectors. That means you could think your smoke detector is fine when the battery is actually dead. Beyond smoke detectors, 9-volt batteries are used in handheld radios, guitar pedals, and various emergency devices. In those applications, you need consistent voltage and reliable performance. Right now, Duracell 9-volt batteries are still available at Walmart. A 2-pack costs about $8. For the peace of mind that your smoke detectors have reliable batteries, that is money well spent. I replace all my smoke detector batteries every New Year's Day. I buy enough Duracell 9 volts to do that for the next 3 years. That is about $50 for 3 years of knowing my family is protected. Stock up before Walmart makes these harder to find. Product number 11 is Cascade Complete Powder Dishwasher Detergent. Number 11 is for anyone with a dishwasher. Cascade Complete Powder Dishwasher Detergent. Walmart is transitioning to featuring pods and their great value powder as the main options. Here is why the original Cascade powder matters. Powder dishwasher detergent is more effective in hard water than pods or liquid. The powder formula includes ingredients that specifically combat mineral buildup. If you have well water or live in an area with hard water, this is critical. Pods are convenient, but they are also significantly more expensive per load, and they do not perform as well in hard water conditions. I tested this in my own dishwasher. With Cascade powder, my dishes came out clean with no spots or film. With pods, I consistently had spotting and cloudiness on glassware. The great value powder worked okay, but it left a faint residue on plastic items. Here is the cost breakdown. Cascade powder costs about $8 for 75 loads. That is under 11 cents per load. Pods cost about $15 for 40 loads. That is 38 cents per load. You are paying more than 3 times as much for arguably worse performance. For anyone on a budget or stocking up for long-term preparedness, powder detergent is the smart choice. It stores easily, lasts for years, and works effectively. Right now, Cascade powder is still on Walmart shelves, but the space it is getting is shrinking fast. Stock up now. Product number 12 is CLR Calcium Lime Rust Remover. Number 12 is something every homeowner needs, and Walmart is replacing it with their own alternative. CLR Calcium Lime Rust Remover. This is the original EPA certified formula that safely removes hard water buildup, rust, and lime deposits. Walmart's great value lime and rust remover is cheaper, but it is not as effective, and more importantly, it is harsher on surfaces. I used both products on a badly stained shower. CLR removed the buildup without damaging the finish. The great value version required longer contact time, more scrubbing, and it slightly dulled the surface. Here is why this matters. If you live in an area with hard water, mineral buildup is not just cosmetic. It affects your appliances, your plumbing, and your fixtures. Being able to safely and effectively remove that buildup extends the life of your home systems. CLR is also safe for septic systems and drain lines, which is important if you are not on city sewer. Some cheaper alternatives damage septic bacteria or corrode pipes over time. Right now, a bottle of CLR costs about $8 at Walmart. One bottle handles multiple tough cleaning jobs. For anyone maintaining a home, especially an older home with hard water issues, having real CLR on hand is essential. Stock up before Walmart makes it a special order item. Product number 13 is Brawny paper towels. Number 13 might seem like a repeat, but it is different. Brawny paper towels, specifically the TiraSquare variety. While Bounty is great for absorbency, Brawny is unmatched for strength and durability when wet. Walmart is pushing their great value brand as the alternative, and the wet strength difference is significant. I tested this by soaking sheets in water and then trying to scrub surfaces. Brawny stayed intact. The great value brand fell apart into clumps. For anyone doing messy jobs, cleaning up spills or working with liquids, having paper towels that do not disintegrate is crucial. There is also workshop and garage use. If you are cleaning tools, working with oil or grease, or doing any kind of maintenance work, Brawny paper towels hold up where cheaper brands fail. Right now, Brawny is still on Walmart shelves, but shelf space is decreasing. A pack of 8 rolls costs about $15. For anyone who does hands-on work, that is money well spent. Stock up now. Product number 14 is Finish Quantum dishwasher tablets. Number 14 is the last one, and it is important for dishwasher owners. Finish Quantum dishwasher tablets. These are the highest performing dishwasher detergent on the market, and Walmart is reducing shelf space in favor of cheaper alternatives. Finish Quantum tablets have a 3-chamber design with separate sections for pre-wash, main wash, and rinse. This design means dishes come out genuinely clean without pre-rinsing. The cheaper alternatives, including Walmart's Great Value Pods, do not have this technology. I ran tests with the same load of dishes. Finish Quantum cleaned everything perfectly. The Great Value Pods left food residue on several items. For anyone trying to save water by not pre-rinsing dishes, having a detergent that actually works is essential. Right now, Finish Quantum is still available at Walmart, but the price is creeping up and shelf space is shrinking. A box costs about $18 for 48 tablets. That is about 38 cents per load for perfect results. Stock up now while it is still easily available. Look, here is the bottom line. These 14 products are being quietly phased out or replaced because Walmart is prioritizing their own store brands and cheaper alternatives. There's nothing illegal or wrong about that, but it means the quality products you rely on are about to become much harder to find. I showed you the real-world differences because I have tested these products myself. The replacements are not the same. If you want to lock in quality while it is still available, now is the time. Hit that like button if this saved you from ending up stuck with inferior products. Subscribe so you do not miss future videos where I break down what is actually worth buying and what is just marketing hype. Drop a comment and let me know which of these 14 products you are grabbing before March. I read every single comment. Next week, I am covering the 7 things you should never buy at Walmart, no matter how cheap they are. Trust me, you do not want to learn these lessons the hard way like I did.